Hello, Team Genesis, associates and guests. We're glad you can join us tonight. We conduct these live Zoom meetings each week for two key reasons. One is to help each other learn and grow as professionals by sharing what's working with each other. And the second reason is to present an introductory business overview for the valued guests who've been invited by Team Genesis associates to learn more about our company, products, and our unique business opportunity. Tonight, I'd like to begin with a message for those guests we have with us who are interested in hearing more about that. Then I'm going to be interviewing our very special guest who will surely be remembered by everyone who was at convention in Las Vegas. You won't want to miss that, so hang in there with us while I first deliver a brief overview for our guests. If you want to enjoy all the benefits of being a home-based business owner and leave the rat race of corporate America behind, then we have something you'll want to seriously consider. Our company, CTFO, offers a no-cost, no-risk way to go into business for yourself, providing people with the hottest products in the world today. Chances are you've heard of CBD and are starting to see more and more advertisements for CBD oils just about everywhere. We offer pure CBD oils that have some unique advantages with potency that include oils that are energized with our exclusive 10x Pure technology for maximum absorption. Sound good so far? You might already be asking yourself, so what's the catch? I gotta tell you, I asked myself the same thing when I first joined this company. The straight answer is, there isn't one. But of course, you know, there's work involved in order for you to succeed here, just as there would be in any legitimate company. But the good news is, we're confident you'll find that working from the comfort of your home when you want, in a way that suits you, won't feel like work at all. Hey, just to think about with only a few exceptions, it's a lot more fun to call your own shots than have someone else call them for you. In time, you'll sharpen your skills and find your and more profitable as you go. There's nothing complicated or costly here, and no unwanted surprises down the road. Go as fast or as slow as you want. It's your business to run your way, as long as your way is legal and ethical. With realistic expectations and a willingness to do whatever it takes to earn a living or a fortune, you can have it all, the life you've dreamed of, instead of the one you may have settled for today. Here at CTFO, we've helped thousands of associates reach their health and financial goals, and we want to do the same for you. If you can give me a good reason why you shouldn't say yes to CTFO and the highest performing, most professional team associates in this company, I'd love to hear it. Because when I discovered the benefits of CBD and what a difference it made for me, and then I looked at becoming an associate with this company, I couldn't find any reason not to give it a try. And within a year, I made more money here than I did as a marketing director. So I resigned from that job, and I've been working from home building my CTFO business ever since. Here's what that one decision will get you. $500,000 e-commerce website that will help educate and convert your customers and associates. 80 high-quality, high-demand CBD and non-CBD products to take to market. Your customer satisfaction is guaranteed. First-class training from top professionals in the industry that truly care about your success. A digital toolbox loaded with documents and videos, everything you need to succeed from day one. Marketing materials to help open doors for you, and a lead source that provides you with the names, phone numbers, and email addresses of people who are happy to hear about your business opportunity, and tons of new friends that are entrepreneurial thinkers just like you. Have I left anything out? Oh yeah, the money. That's the best part. CTFO will generously pay you every Wednesday for the sales that you and your team make infinitely deep if you're qualified. You don't have enough time tonight to go into an in-depth explanation about that right now, but if you want to learn more about how you can earn a supplemental to an outrageous income I suggest you watch Joe Maluli's training, When Money Matters, on the Team Genesis YouTube channel. I promise you've never seen a pay plan like it. It's so unique, it's copyrighted. And guess what? In just a few weeks, more upfront money will be added to our pay plan at our November convention in Reno. That means a whopping pay raise for all of us. Let's touch on one last critical point, and that's timing. It's not a small thing. In fact, it's nearly everything in this industry. You know the old saying, you can't outwork or out-talent a bad timing decision. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the time is right now for CTFO. And speaking of timing, it's time to bring up our special guest. I met this associate at our September 2018 convention in Las Vegas, and to say she's unforgettable is an understatement. Senior Vice President Karen Apy has been a blessing to every associate who's had the chance to hear her heart-wrenching health turnaround story. Of course, she credits her recovery from a near-death experience to God and our CBD products that have the power to transform. Karen's living proof of that. Tonight, I want you to see a side of Karen that's not so well known. Only her team knows how smart, creative, resourceful, and bold she is. Now you're going to experience Karen like they do. Believe me, this dynamic Jersey girl has more great ideas than we have time to discuss here tonight. Karen was extremely successful at her job in conventional business before she was stricken with a life-threatening illness. And now she's excelling in this network marketing venture. Her positive mindset, good work ethic, and love of helping people have proven to be a winning combination for Karen. Karen isn't one in a million because of the disease she overcame. She's one in a million for the beautiful and capable woman she is today. So now it's my honor and pleasure to welcome Karen to our webinar.
Good evening. How are you, Karen?
I'm doing great, Karen. Thank you so much for being with us this evening. This will be fun.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for having me with you and your guests. Can you hear me okay?
I can, Karen. We have so much to cover tonight, but I want to start out and have you briefly tell us how you got started in CTFO, if you would.
So for me, I was dealing with, as I've talked before, with a health condition where I was at home, and my caregiver, quite by accident, came across a work from home ad, and it was for the hemp industry. And so we started doing a little research, and we called CTFO, and I had a number of questions that I bombarded customer service with because I didn't know anything about CBD, or that I had an endocannabinoid system, or that there was a product out there that could help me with so many things I was suffering from. And before I knew it, I was connected to Mr. Stu Finger. And several hours later, not only had I learned about the products, but he also talked about a free business opportunity. So I joined that night because I decided, if by chance all that he shared with me had even 1 ounce of truth to it, I would be in the right place at the right time. And with a free business opportunity, I decided that night I would join. And so I did.
That's a great story and a great beginning, the genesis of your career here at CTFO. Karen, let's delve into marketing, an area where you can offer a literal wealth of ideas to our viewers. Tell us about your social media and print advertising first, if you would.
So I do a combination. I work on Facebook, and I also do on LinkedIn. And one thing I'm just going to share, so on Facebook, I don't do advertising of our products and just show a picture of one of our oils or our products. Instead, what I do is share a lifestyle. So I share my lifestyle so that people can see that while I might be working a business in 22 countries from my phone, I'm also playing golf, and I'm doing business meetings on the golf course with my phone. And so one thing I try to do is show that on Facebook, to show the lifestyle of time freedom. And then the other thing I do is on LinkedIn. And a suggestion I always make for people is to update your LinkedIn profile on a regular basis. And when you do that, it does generate out to your contacts or your connections that there's been a change in your work. And therefore, I usually get people coming back in contact with me, interested in what my new work is. So those are two ways I use basic social media. As far as the print is concerned, I try to do all different types of things. So I might do something small, like an advertisement in a playbill. And just for those who aren't from this area, but playbills are very common in New York for Broadway shows. However, here in the little towns in New Jersey, whenever the school systems have shows or local community theater, they make up a little program. And so it's very inexpensive to advertise in there because they're usually looking to fund their program in the local community. So you can get advertising very inexpensively. And I don't go crazy to try to create. I put my business card in there for a very low fee, but you're going to get in front of people each night of the show, which could be, 400 to 800 people in any given theater on several nights. So you reach out to the community. So when I see those opportunities, I always print in those. And then I just wanted to share a couple of things that I do is on the back office, we can get a flyer made and it looks just like our business card. So I have these and I carry these wherever I go. So even if I'm on the golf course, I have some of these flyers with me so that I can easily leave them behind or hand them out to somebody. And so that's quite helpful as well.
Let's talk about business cards because you have some really creative ways to leave behind business cards. And again, we'll mention that associates can order those from the back office of their CTFO website. But not only do you leave cards, you take something away from these establishments. So can you talk about that for us?
Sure. So often you go into, whether it be a restaurant or a grocery store or even a car wash, quite often they have a bulletin board there where people leave their business cards. And so I always make sure that not only do I leave my business cards, and I make sure I have a little tack in my pocketbook just in case all the tacks are taken up, but I take pictures of those bulletin boards. So that way I have a picture of everybody else's business card, because if they're putting their business cards there, quite often they are also entrepreneurs in their own right, in their own industry. And that gives me massive amounts of new prospects, cold prospects, and networks I otherwise wouldn't have been able to touch. And because I already have their business card, I have all their contact information. I can understand the type of business they're in, whether they're a realtor who is used to doing sales types of jobs, or even if they're a different type of massage therapist. So quite often it helps me to target market and do pre-qualification of whether somebody might be interested in doing the CTFO business.
That's like simply brilliant, Karen. That just tickles me. I know you enjoy doing public speaking. How has that helped with enrollments for you?
So for me, I do a combination, and I do a lot of local events. So I will go out and offer to speak in front of whether it's an Elks Club or a church organization or support groups. And obtaining these business cards from these various establishments helps me to be able to pick up the phone and call somebody and say, I see that you are the director of the Red Cross or whatever. And I offer education. I don't go out and try to sell our products. I offer education to teach people that the products are available and show them access. One thing I do, and this didn't cost me anything. So this is a bag that I got at one of our conferences. Right. You see it, I think? Yeah. So what I do is I bring this to the grocery store, right? So instead of using plastic bags, I bring my own bags and I bring my CTFO bags. And quite often I can be standing there and people can read it. What is changing the future outcome? So it's a great conversation starter. And just in talking about bags, not only do I pack my golf bag with those flyers, but in my pocketbook, there's always a bag. And so every day, no matter where I'm going, I pack the bag. In this particular cosmetic bag that goes in my pocketbook, there would always be a bottle of oil. Now, the one that's in here today, obviously, I'm only talking about our super gold right now. So that's the one that made the bag. I also always have extra business cards because if I'm at the mall, I go malling to get prospects. And so my goal might be, how many business cards can I give out while I'm walking the mall shopping? And so I also always bring a spray so that I can show and talk about the various delivery systems that we have, as well as the price points, because we can go from that $25 item up to the $100 item. So I find that when I'm able to pull those out quite comfortably and they're right at my fingertips, I can always be packed to talk to somebody about my business, whether I'm playing golf or whether I'm shopping.
That's great, Karen. You could also wear a trench coat and just open up your trench coat and have all of your products on either side of you. But those are great tips. You're always ready for an opportunity. That's wonderful. Associates, Karen, have been asking us for quite some time on how to approach and close retail businesses. And I sure can't think of a better person to speak to that than you.
So I enjoy doing business to business conversation because there's a lot of companies that I have been a consumer of. So whether it's my dentist or it's a hair salon or it's the vet, over all my years, I've been going in and out of these businesses. And so I felt quite comfortable when I first started to go to those ones that I have already been going to. But any ones that I go to, when I go into a hair salon, for example, I'll just bring our 4 hair products so that I can pull those out of my bag and show them the type of products we have. I offer to go in and do a seminar in the evening after they close where they can invite all of their hairstylists and whoever else might work in the salon. And I give them an overview of at least those 4 products. I do mention a few others, but I mostly talk about those hair products. And then I teach the owner as well as the staff of how they could do this in their salon by the owner joining the company. And then the owner can recruit all of those hairstylists as her or his team. And then set up iPads at each person's station. So while they're getting their hair done, they can go right on that particular person's website and review products. And then when they're checking out, they can just check out at the cash register and go ahead and order the products they might need. So that's one thing I do with hair salons. And it gives the hair salon owner a second form of income to offer her employees. So she can say to them, you know, not only are you going to make money here doing hair, but you can also have a side stream income. And it's not in competition. So you're offering the employee something more. And what's more for the owner is that if that employee leaves, she'll still make residual income from that employee for the rest of the time that they're with CTFO. So it's a win-win for everybody. And then if I'm in a restaurant, which I happen to be working with one right now, and where they have fruit bowls and protein shakes. So what they do is they offer a shot of CBD into those shakes as something extra. So in that particular place, we set up a table with a display, and we provided information so that when people coming in and out of the restaurant, and it's on the boardwalk at the beach, so it's a beautiful place, and people are looking for healthy options. So this has been a substantial growth for our team here in New Jersey. The other place that I have found that has worked out well is going into the dog hotels or dog groomers. Around here, we have a huge one that has even aqua therapy for the dogs. Oh my gosh. There's yoga therapy. There's a whole grooming station. Yeah, it's quite extravagant. And they were very interested in carrying the products in not only their gift shop, but utilizing the pet shampoo in their grooming services. So that has gone very well. And then just finally, I mentioned before the Elks Club, but there's also the mom and pop vitamin shops. So I like to go into everywhere. I also enjoy doing lunch and learns at physician offices and dental offices. So when I'm doing those, just consider it like a pharmaceutical sales rep. And what I do is go in the office and I offer to come back and educate. When I go in the office, my goal is to get an appointment to come back. I set up in usually the break room with a very, very small display. So I'm just going to show real quick. So what I did is I bought a very simple little easel. I think you guys can see it. I look to do things for very, very inexpensively. So when everybody orders their product, you always get a brochure.
Right.
I cut apart my brochure. I took each page and I laminated it. So when I'm standing there, I can do a whole presentation by just moving each page. They can see every product that we have. It's all laminated, so it's not going to get ripped or wet or lost. And this didn't hardly cost me anything. So it works very, very well. It folds all up and go right in my pocketbook, and I have a whole display to go. The other thing that
oh my gosh, Karen, you are so smart and resourceful. Just like I said, here you show us it to be true. These are great ideas. What about the packet of information? You don't go in empty-handed. Tell us about that packet of information that you bring with you when you or your team members are prospecting a retail account.
So I'll brag on one of my team members, Tracy Smith. We did a dental appointment and she had it done perfectly. So I'm going to share hers. So basically taking a folder with the inserts where there's pockets and inside providing not only basic information like a brochure, but more specific information such as testimonials. So when speaking to a dental office, not only are we going to be going in and obviously talking about the Super Gold, but we're also talking about the sprays for anxiety and for sleep the night before. So having a testimonial from our own company Facebook page, we print them out, we put the picture on and put those in the folders so that this particular dentist, for instance, could read 4 different testimonials from our company and the different products that they utilized for both pain and anxiety. So they're all based target marketed depending on who we're going to go in and speak with.
And so, and when you go in, Karen, then you go in and you connect with someone and then you set an appointment to come back and do a professional presentation. You don't go in there and over talk. You find the decision maker or who you might be able to convene as an audience, and then you've got that subsequent meeting.
Yes, so the goal of the first meeting is to walk in and to get an appointment to come back. I always feel that it's important in this type of business to earn the respect to move forward in the relationship. So it's like dating, right? So first we're going to go in and let's just make an appointment to come back. And so then when coming back, now the agenda obviously changes. I bring an iPad. One of my most favorite things to share is our company videos. So I do always have those available. I also love our video from Dr. Trobiani specifically. That's one that we played for the dental office the other day. And I like those videos because they say it all. It's not like we have to know everything or we have to be able to speak the way the Dr. Trobiani might speak. And so utilizing that also kind of gives it that third-party validation that we want without having the third party actually sitting there. And so I find that very, very helpful. And then the other thing I do, I bring these little flyers that I can leave behind. And these are just very basic and they're just questions. And they say, like, what if everything you read is true? What if you try it and it really works? What if, and it goes on with a couple of what ifs to make somebody think. So I offer to leave these in the office for that clinician to say, why don't I just leave these and that way I can handle your patients and we'll see how it goes. And that way I get a direct referral without just leaving a business card, but it's invoking or, thinking of different things that they might need help with.
That's great. Karen, you also have developed a 7-step blueprint for success to help grow your team now that numbers over 2,000 associates get off to a fast, smart start here. Can you go over those 7 thoughtful steps with all the leaders in the meeting tonight, please?
Sure, but I just have to say that these 7 systems, normally I would have to teach each system takes me about 8 hours. So since we're going to do all this in like 90 seconds, I'm just going to kind of go through it very, very briefly. So first of all is referral development. And I really just call referral development is how do we make the phone ring with people of interest. right? And so all the things that I just talked about, whether we're doing it on Facebook or whether we're going in a doctor's office or whether we're calling, you know, people from that bulletin board that we got names from, it doesn't really matter. The point is we have to do an action to get that phone to ring for the request for the products. Number 2 is intake. So once a person calls you or texts you or emails you, are you turning that around within 24 hours? You know, if you're not, you know, people will go elsewhere. People, right. You know, I always say people do not buy products or services, they buy solutions to problems. So if you can identify the problem, whether it's pain, whether it's sleep, whether it's finances, whether it's time freedom, you have a lot to offer. So intake is critical. And so what I teach my team is to always have an automated response, being a text or an email ready to go, so that in the morning, if you send out an information to somebody, you're ready to respond during the day, even if you're at work or even if you have other obligations, by saving that response in the notes section of your phone. Because I tell people, what if you could respond within 30 seconds? That person now has been answered. Even if your response is, I can't talk right now, I'll call you after work tonight. You've still satisfied them, right? Because you have responded right away. The third system is account management. You know, so once you have a customer or you have an associate on your team, what are you doing to maintain and grow that relationship, right? Again, in that dating relationship now, how do I move forward? I should know whether my customer is satisfied with products. Did they get the product? Are they satisfied with products? You want to be in touch with them way before the 60-day comes up. And same thing with your new associates. Now you have to help manage your associates, develop your associates, and grow a relationship of trust. So account management, I feel, is really, really important and should be done forever with any one of your customers and your associates.
Right.
And then fourth is planning. So I believe that everybody should write a business plan and a marketing plan so that they can forecast everything they're going to do every day. And writing a marketing plan is like a blueprint. So when you wake up in the morning, you know what I'm going to do today, where I'm going to do it, and why I'm going to do it. Number 5 is tracking. I think it's critical to track. If you're not tracking who you're calling and putting them in a tickler system to follow up 7, 8, 9, 10, however many times it takes to convert them to a warm paying body, a customer, an associate, then how will you be able to analyze what you're doing right or wrong in your business? So right. Tracking is critical, critical, critical. 6 is public relations. So I think of public relations as, how does the community view me, right? How do I brand myself that my community now sees me as a resource for health and wellness products? What am I giving the impression of? Whereas the 7th system, which I call advertising, that's what I say about myself, right? That's what I have determined I'm going to put out to the world. So I work in these 7 systems and I teach them because I feel they're a flow for any business, actually, so that we go from stirring the pot of referral development all the way to closing and working with people and making sure that they're satisfied and happy.
And then Karen, when you're recruiting somebody locally and you're going through your 7-step system, you actually invite them into your home to sit with you and build rapport and go through each one of these 7 steps, don't you?
I do. I do feel that as a leader of my team, that having one-on-one conversations with whoever can, and whether they're local or not. If they're local, then yes, I love having them to sit down because it helps me to help them so I can understand what their life is about, what their time is about, and what their needs are and their goals, and most importantly, their why. Because if I understand why they're doing it, then I might be able to help them. Because not everybody's going to want to do what I do a lunch and learn at a doctor's office. Other people might want to do other ways. So I do try to suggest to people there's many, many ways to do this business, and whatever way works really for you.
That's all great, great ideas, Karen. And then when you're working with people long distance, do you set telephone calls or teleconferences to work with them, or do you prefer to interface with them on Zoom and have some visual references?
I do a combination of the two. And because I work with people, you know, all over the world now, I have people in other countries, being able to do both, whether they're phone meetings or they're Zoom meetings, and I do them on a regular basis. So anybody who's interested, I always say I work with the willing and love the rest. So whoever raises their hand, I try to set up one-on-one meetings on a regular basis. Some people I talk to every week. Sometimes I talk to people every other week, and some it might be only once a month, depending on what they want to do.
That's all great. Let's finally cover how you lead generate to find like-minded people, Karen, by approaching actually the advertisers and health advocates. So you have a couple resources that you go to. I know you referred to yourself as an investigator. Tell us about that.
So my past career has been in legal nurse consulting and going to a lot of different conventions around the country in healthcare. And so I do a lot of digging by Google. It's right at our fingertips. So for example, if there's a conference coming up in Atlantic City and it's a nursing conference, I'll pull up the conference agenda as well as the exhibitors who are going to be at the conference. It's all right there at your fingertips. And so now I will write down who are the speakers that are going to be there, who are the other vendors that are going to be there, because these types of people are already learning and expanding and growing professionally. So for example, Friday I'll leave and I'll be going to the National Nurses in Business Association. Well, there'll be hundreds of nurses who are specifically entrepreneurs. So again, when you qualify and you target market, you know, there's so many conferences out there now for holistic individuals. Right. So there's a wealth of information at your fingertips to find the movers and shakers, right? These are people who will be spokespeople and be able to talk to other people and share CTFO.
All good stuff, Karen, all good stuff. Well, we've run out of time, and I want to thank our special guest presenter, Karen Apy, for her time and the valuable marketing and business building tips she shared with us tonight, and many of which we've never heard before. With everything that she just mentioned, there has to be some million-dollar ideas in there, ladies and gentlemen, for those of us who are willing to do some of those things that Karen shared with us that are working for her. Karen, we hope you'll come back in 2020 and update us on how this business has continued to improve your health and financial picture. God only knows you deserve it.
Thanks. Now my pictures will be on the tennis court, hopefully next.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
It's been our pleasure, Karen.
Thank you for letting me share. Okay, bye-bye.
To our guests this evening, tonight you've heard about our business opportunity, and you've just seen an example of someone who's living life on her terms, earning money by helping people discover the benefits of our amazing CBD products. This business is set up in a way that you can do that too, and I hope you will. You can be in business for yourself, but not by yourself, starting right now. Just follow up with the person who invited you to this meeting and let them know you'd like to get your own free website and online store and get started as an entrepreneur offering the hottest products in the world today. You have everything to gain and nothing to lose, so just do it. Leaders here will help make your decision to join us one of the best decisions you've ever made. A fortune with time freedom could be in your future. One quick announcement before we go. There will be no training session this Saturday. Please check your inbox on Monday for details about our next Wednesday's Team Genesis webinar. That's it for now. Thanks for being with us. Good night and God bless you.